Yeah, hi everyone. It has been a while since I've shown my build for in one of my last videos, but I made some changes. I got a little bit better equipment, and uh, predominantly I wanted to talk about like some of the different sniping classes that you can build in the Division and the Coast and Bronze. Um, so let me jump right into it. I'm not gonna go too detailed into this build as I had another video which is very similar, uh, like build-wise. So I will just shortly talk about this build. So my sniper, I got a better one. So now I have 170% headshot damage, 190k base damage, and it's roll to deadly, prepared, and brutal. And on my attachments, I have mostly headshot damage as my prime plus. So I'm looking for a better muzzle. I think there exists some with like 3% and 18.5% headshot damage, pretty much the same as the large optics. I don't know where this caps at. I couldn't find a better one so far. This is something that I'm looking forward to get a better one here. As my secondary now, I'm using an MP7. Nothing too fancy here. The base damage could be around like 1k higher. Um, I might want to reroll brutal to responsive. Besides this, nothing fancy going on here. I'm not using it too much anyway, so this one doesn't really matter. Yeah, third one, mm, just a regular sort of shotgun. Nothing fancy there either. I'm using reckless chest piece, roll to stamina. Um, I put health on it, and then enemy armor damage. And my mods are both firearms and health too. Then I use a tenacious math with 8% enemy armor damage. Nothing changed here. Firearms and health. Got some good tactical pads. Roll to health. And I like to put a little bit more damage to elites just to one-shot these yellow guys as well. And I put as a performance mod pulse critical hit damage. Then my backpack, I got a better one with 9% critical hit damage, and it's roll to firearms with burn resistance and critical hit chance on both attachments. My skull MC gloves, nothing changed here. Um, and then I got the nimble. I use it pretty often, so I still like it, even though they nerfed it a little bit. But I don't notice that much of a difference, to be honest, because most of the times when I was getting damage, it wasn't enough to kill me. Because I do have a decent amount of health, which is around, let me see, where is this at? Yeah, 225k, which is pretty good. This is one thing I wanted to talk about in this video. I've seen a bunch of videos online where people were posting about their one-shot sniper build. I don't think it's too difficult to create a one-shot sniper build, but having enough toughness is, I think, the key, because this build can one-shot with or without crit, but I still have enough toughness to face tank people with my MP7. I still have enough toughness to get shot by 1, 2, 3 people without immediately dying. I have enough toughness and health to basically resist most Deadeye shots with like 2 or maybe even 3 shots. Some people need 3 shots to down me. If they're using Deadeye, which is a great advantage, because if I play against other Deadeye snipers, this gun always one shots. Because if you run Deadeye, you have to put everything into your critical hit damage. So for instance, on your knee pads, you would need to put critical hit damage as well. Same goes for your backpack, and then on top of that, you have to run around 9,000 firearms. just to get enough damage to be able to two-shot people easily. And even then, you sometimes fail as a Deadeye to two-shot people if they run a lot of toughness themselves. So that's why Deadeye definitely has a disadvantage against this build. You might say, okay, it's a little bit more easier to do these body shots than to do these headshots, but then again, you always have to be zoomed in. So this millisecond or like this half second that you need to zoom in to make that shot is a great disadvantage, because I can, instead of doing this to get the headshot, I can just do this, which is much quicker. I've tested this in a bunch of fights. It might not be that visible in the video, but there is significant like time delay that you need to take to zoom in. So on top of that, one major problem I see with Deadeye is that, or one major disadvantage that I see with Deadeye is that if you zoom in, you lose basically the focus on. You basically lose the width of the screen from left to right. Like right now, I only see whatever is within my optical, but I lose all the width on the left, on the right. So for instance, if this was a player and if that was a player and I'm Deadeye player and I'm trying to snipe this guy here in front of me, he might be in cover or something like that, I don't know what's going on my left. If I use my gold build, such as this one, I still have both guys in my view, right? Like I can still pop this guy and I can still pop this guy right there, which is a great advantage. I've tried Deadeye, so just to see how it works, just to get a feeling of it. I was actually trying to build a one-shot sniper build with Deadeye, but since I had to put everything into firearms, I did not like it as much, because, as I said, I think one of the major advantages of this build in particular is that you're not as squishy as other people that 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 run Deadeye. I've seen other builds online where people are using, for instance, the custom M34 to one-shot people with heavy firearms, again, like 9,000 and plus. But then, if I look at their builds and I see that they're beneath 270k toughness, that just tells me that they're gonna have a hard time if somebody gets close to them. I've uploaded a bunch of videos where I'm also quick scoping, like doing something like this, just to get the headshot, and it works out pretty well. As I said, it's something that you might need to consider when you try to build a sniper build yourself, that you don't run too low on your toughness, because then you just get the problem that you get killed very easily. And I mean, especially if you run with a team, if you're the person that just dies basically 24/7 and you always leave your four-man team with one less guy, it's a major disadvantage for the team. Even though you might be able to drop one person in the go, maybe two, you still leave your team behind. So this is something that you need to consider when building a sniper build. I have a friend who's very good with the with a Deadeye build, but even for him it becomes difficult because of his toughness to withstand a lot of hits. So this is just like a thought that I wanted to get across. Something you need to look out for. One thing that I wanted to test is to either try to build a one-shot sniper build with the same gear but with a different gun. For instance, with the M700 Carbon. So if you look at this gun, for instance, I mean the the talents are pretty shitty, but the damage is around 180, which is not too far off of my classic M44 carbine. But you can put 4 attachments on this gun. This is something that I want to try at some point. I haven't got a good enough gun, or maybe even a custom M44. Um, I believe this one caps at higher base damage. I couldn't find a good one yet. So I definitely wanted to test that out. If there's a chance that this 10k base damage can basically replace with two attachments. What an advantage that I would see would be that I could stack a little bit more critical hit chance on top of the custom M44, because one disadvantage that I do have with this build is that even if I pulse, that I think around like 20% critical hit chance, which is not that high. I mean, I do crit a lot if I have my pulse, but then again, if you see, for instance, right now, I still haven't gotten a single crit in those 5 shots. Now I got one. So this is something that I wanted to try. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a good, neither a good M700 car nor a good custom M44. So this is something that I wanted to try out later, and just see how that goes. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. I just wanted, in this video, I just wanted to give my opinion on some things you should be aware of when trying to build your own sniper build. I've basically run entire 1.6 with a sniper build, so I have I would say a decent amount of experience using a sniper build. So it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, thank you for watching.